Good morning. Turn my light on. Good morning. Good morning. And I'm catching y'all bright and early this morning. It's 6 a.m. 6:11 a.m. And I am up. So hopefully you guys are up, getting up, about to get up. To get your day started. I am super proud of myself because I just got out of the gym. I got up this morning at 4:15 a.m. I went and worked out with my trainer, What Your Body Look Like, and Kiki the Beast. And I feel amazing this morning because I got up. And I do not like getting up early in the morning, like out of the bed if I don't have to. So for me to be up right now, moving around, after a very hard workout, and I stayed extra time, I can make this a lifestyle. So, good morning. So I am very proud of myself because that has been a goal of mine to be able to get more hours in my day and to be able to, hey Danita, to be able to get up and work out. So y'all can't tell I worked out because I got my shorts on. I know they little, don't start. But I had to put a sweatshirt back on over my sports bra because it is cold outside and I definitely need to catch a cold from sweating. So, but yes, so hopefully y'all are getting up, you're starting your morning. At some point I know plenty of people will see this live and it will bless you because it really blessed me this morning as I was working out with Jay, and he was sharing in our session this morning that a lot of times we think that we still have to fight when God has already cleared our path and he's like, put the weights up. Put the weights up. Good morning, Gabriel. Is it Gabriel? Gabriel Wade. Good morning. And God, and so Jay was sharing this morning. He was like, a lot of times we think that, we got to continue to fight because we're so used to being in a defensive position that when God say put the weights up, it's like we can't be sure he's talking to us. But he is talking to us and he is telling us, like, you ain't got to fight no more. Like, I didn't defeated your Goliath. Like, it's over with. And so you don't have to fight anymore. And as he was sharing that this morning, as he was telling us after he wore us out for leg day, because today's leg day, that just put the weights up, it was like we couldn't be sure, like put the weights up, like, bro, you done killed us in this session and now you just like put the weights up like it's nothing. And so as he was saying that this morning, I was just thinking about when we operate, how many of us are operating from a space of the lost and found? And, oh, thank you. How many of us are operating from a space of the lost and found? And y'all please share my live because I promise you it's going to bless somebody because this blessed me. And as I was working diligently this morning, I thought about that. A lot of us are just waiting. And I remember, my transition, I started working out with Jay in April. And at first, I would not come to the gym. I was working out virtually. And he was like, Lauren, I can't get you to the place that I want to get your body to because, of course, I'm not like majority of the people that go to the gym as for women. I want to gain and I want to, I want to put on weight, right? I'm wanting to thicken up and get bulkier a little bit. But, and so for me, it's a different struggle. And so it requires heavier weights. Like my workouts always require heavier weights. And so he challenged me to start coming to the gym, and I did. So I would start coming, and then he challenged me to stay later. Like after I did group, he was like, okay, stay later so I can work on you just one-on-one and really, specifically work toward, the goals of your body because my body's different than most people's goals. So, well, the majority. And so each challenge, pushed me. And then the next challenge was, okay, start getting up earlier. And Kiki challenged me. She was like, Lauren, why don't you start coming to 5 a.m.? I'm like, 5 a.m.? I don't like getting out of the bed that early in the morning. Like, I can be awake at 5 as long as you ain't ask me to get up out the bed. And so I say all that to say this. Sometimes we're operating in the lost and found because a lot of us have allowed people to put us in a position, kind of throw us to the wolves or leave us behind, and somebody else saw us left behind and they pick us up and they say, well, somebody gonna come back for it. And they put us in a lost and found, right? And I've allowed, that has happened to me, where I've allowed people to put me in a lost and found, and you just kind of sitting there waiting for somebody to see your value, waiting for somebody to see, what that you still have worth. Yeah, you may have been lost. Yes, somebody else may have left you. Somebody else may have not thought that much of you, but you still have value. And so you're waiting in the lost and found, waiting for somebody to just see you. But God said, I already see you. You don't have to sit in the lost and found hoping that somebody comes back, because the person that left you there clearly didn't deserve you. The person that just dropped you off for somebody else to find, that was the blessing. They really didn't even deserve you. And so a lot of times we get discouraged and we start thinking, when people just drop out of our lives, or they just walk away, or they just leave us for dead, that has something to do with us, or that's some personal thing with us. And God's like, no, it ain't even personal. They didn't even have the capacity to keep up. And if anything, they didn't even know how to value you. So even as you may find yourself in the lost and found, God said, you ain't got to stay there. You're not waiting on nobody to find you. You're not waiting. I found you. I loved you enough to come back for you. I leave the 99 for the one. I'm married to you. So you ain't got to wait on nobody else to come and save you, right? In order to remind you of your value. And so as I thought about that this morning, and as I thought about the challenges that I have faced, and how this year has been one of the best years of my life. Like this year, I know COVID ruined a lot of things for a lot of people, and not really ruined it. If anything, he just exposed it. Like, it was already trash. You know what I'm saying? You was already unhappy. He just exposed that you was unhappy. But God put a lot of us in uncomfortable situations in this season. But this year for me, oh my God, I would do it over again. Like, I really have enjoyed 2020. Like, for real. I have seen growth in every aspect, in every area of my life. And so I'm grateful that I didn't just wait in the lost and found for somebody to find me. I'm grateful that I didn't allow the pain that I went through to be the thing that kept me in the lost and found. I was having a conversation on last night with a really good friend, and we were talking about how there's a 10% and then there's a 90. And hey, Auntie, hey, good morning, y'all. I hope y'all getting up to go work out. I hope y'all getting up to go to the gym. But we were talking about the 90% and the 10%. And he said, Lauren, you have a lot of people. You don't have a lot of people that operate at the 10. And he said, how many people do you think could take pain and turn it into something great? And not allow pain to be the thing that keeps them negative, not allow the pain to be the thing that keeps them stagnant. And all I thought about was the lost and found. You have so many people that are literally sitting in the lost and found, that are whining about who left them, what they lost, who ain't there, how they was on the ground when somebody else found them. Pick yourself up. Like, stop trying to operate from the lost and found. You still got value. And I feel like if you put me in the lost and found, don't come back looking for me. Like, period, on God. If I wasn't enough value for you to keep up with when you had me as a covering, don't come back to this lost and found looking for me. I'm good. Like, I'm real good. Like, I'm real good. And if you come, and the beautiful thing about the lost and found is that 90% of the time when you go back to it, the thing that you lost, you can't find it. Because somebody else done picked it up and realized, oh, I can fit this jacket. Oh, I can fit this hat. I needed that. See, that's the beauty of the lost and found, that if you do not know how to change your perspective, you'll think that it's a place for you to just sit and wallow and complain about what you don't have. But it's not. It's really not. It's really the place where you know, a person that truly needs you comes and finds you. Because what happens when a person at the school, you know, they sending their kids to school, they ain't got no jackets. They say, you know, we got jackets in the lost and found. And you think about the smile those kids have on their face when there's a jacket that fit them. Yeah, they didn't pay for it. Yeah, it wasn't their jacket, right? But they so glad to have a jacket because they cold. Now they value you. Now they gonna value you because soon as they pick you up, the first thing they're like, oh, this is what I needed right here. They wear you all day. Good morning, Regina. They wear you all day. And y'all share the live. Because somebody in the lost and found right now. Hey, Sherelle. Somebody in the lost and found right now. Somebody's in their lost and found right now, worrying and wondering if they still have value. Hey, Keisha. If they still have value. And God said, yes, you absolutely have value. You in the lost and found because somebody didn't know how to value you. So at the end of the day, if you ever find me in the lost and found, if you left me and put me in the lost and found, don't come back looking for me. Because you didn't have the capacity to value me when you had me. So the person that truly needs me, when they find me, they're going to be so excited. It's going to be like, you know what? You were what I needed. I thought I needed a 90%, but I just realized I was a 10%. And a 10% looks for another 10%. Not a person that want to sit in the 90 because that person don't have a capacity. And so as we were discussing that last night, it made me think about that moment even this morning. That a lot of us are operating in that. A lot of us are waiting on God to do a thing. A lot of us are sitting there like, okay, all right, God's like, put the weights up. Lay down your weight. I got this. I done already cleared Babylon. It's over with. I done already cleared Egypt. Just walk through. Just trust me this morning. Thinking that's strange if you found yourself in the lost and found. I remember the season I was in the lost and found, and it began to mess with me. Like, dang, like, God, I know I got value, but why I'm over here in the lost and found? God, I know I got greatness on my life. I know that I'm worth more than what I settled for. So why am I in the lost and found? God said, because there's greater for you. There's something that I got for you to do. So thinking not strange. That if you find yourself in the lost and found, that, you know, that's a blessing. That's a promotion. That's the ability to be chosen by somebody that really needs you. That's the ability for you to really operate in your design. If I would have never got placed in the lost and found, I would have never found my purpose. Because I thought I was in it. I thought I had found it. I thought, you know, what I was doing, this was it. I thought I was at the most effective place of my life. God said, I got greater for you. You thought, but I know the plans I have for you are to prosper you, or to give you this better life. So you thought that. Come on, look at my spirit, Nicole. She said, you are enhancement for those who have mastered the area of supporting your being. Correct. And so I look at my life now, and I look at how excited I am. And Sherelle is on here. Well, her name was Nicole Jefferson, but her name's Sherelle. And Sherelle has been with me. Sherelle was one of the reasons I even wrote Purposeful Pain, because I was in the lost and found. Sherelle can tell you. Sherelle remembers when I was in the lost and found. Sherelle remember when we wasn't friends. Sherelle remember when we didn't speak to each other. And now we go on vacation together. Like today, I'll be leaving. That's who I'm going to be with, right? Because I'm with the person that saw me in the lost and found. That saw my value, that said, no, girl, what you talking about, people need to hear. Girl, what you living, people not going through no divorce like this. Sherelle was there. She can tell you how many tears I cried, if any. She can tell you how many times, I made mistakes and had to get right back up again. She can tell you how many times I had to go without. She can tell you how many times that she was like, nope. She had to be my words of encouragement and push me. Yes, she said, I couldn't understand how you had so much peace. How much peace you had in the wilderness. Correct. I had baby, I'm talking about had stupid peace. Just retarded peace. It was like this, you just got to be retarded at this point. How do you have this kind of peace and all this is going on around you? You losing this, you losing that. Right? But Sherelle saw that I still had purpose. Purposeful Pain, Give Me Your Isaac. That title was birthed on the phone with Sherelle because we was preaching together about Abraham and Sarah and the promise. In my first book that people are still buying today. So it's like, when I think about that season of the Lost and Found, I think about how God loved me enough to place me there. God said, no, they didn't value you. That's how you got to the Lost and Found. They didn't value you. Sherelle, she said, I was in the store like, this is not you talking, Lord. Record yourself when you talk to me, bro. She did. That stuff used to get on my nerves. She'd be like, are you recording yourself? Sherelle, I can't record myself and talk to you at the same time. So Sherelle would make me go get my work phone and record our conversations as we clown. But that's how I started writing. Because she would say, record yourself as we talk on this phone. And from there, it birthed life. Correct. And that's what you want to be around. You want to be around people that say, you can't talk to me without a notebook. What you're saying is so valuable. I just want to sit at your feet and listen. I had that conversation last night. I was like, I just want to listen to you. Like you ever met somebody, you just want to sit and listen. You don't even want to talk. You just want to listen to them talk. Because the way their mind thinks, the way they operate, the way they move, the way they see themselves, the way they see life is so eye-opening for you that you just want to be there. You just want to be in the presence of it. But it's hard to find that if you have negativity around you, if you're around people that are negative, if you're around people that are constantly whining and complaining about what they don't have. It's hard to realize the value in the lost and found when you are amongst other people who are complaining about what they lost. I'm not complaining about what I lost. I've never complained since I lost it. I'm not Jay said this morning in that workout, he said, I'll never go back to who I had to die to leave. He said, Lauren, because I sent him a sermon. We're watching Darius Daniels and Jerry Flowers about the recurring exes. And he was like, I never want to go back to that place that I had to die to leave. And that's the same place that the lost and found. I don't want to come out of a thing only to go back to the same thing. You could never take me back. You could never. That's why I said if you find me, if you lose me, and I'm picked up, and I'm placed in that lost and found, don't ever come back to get me. Don't ever come back to get me. On God, don't come back to get me. No. Because God loved me enough to place me in a space that when someone found me, it was because they needed me. They needed what I had. They needed the oil that was on my life. They needed the covering that I brought. They needed that. I don't want to be with somebody, that don't know the oil, that don't understand the value that they're walking around with. The value. You know what I'm saying? And so now I value me differently. And I shared that in a session with a client last night as I was coaching. When you value yourself, when you value you, you will value others. But I can always tell how much you value yourself by the way you value others. I can tell how you value yourself by the way you treat others. When you're not trying to take a true interest in a person outside of sex, then you don't value yourself very much. That's why people who you try to holler at me, you coming at me on some, you fine, you got nice thighs, all that. You can't even talk to me with that. I'm not even responding to you with that because you don't even value yourself. Because clearly the way you see me is the way you see you. Because I should be the image of the person that I'm with. The person that you with should look like your values. When people see you in a relationship, they should see, you know what? I could see her with him because that's what she valued. So you start looking at these, look at these people in these relationships who feel like they winning. When you look at what they value, you can see why they chose who they chose. If a person just values, labels, then you can see why the person that they with always trying to show you theirs. If a person that you with, they only value their ego, you can see why they're around somebody that praise it all day. Your relationships should look like your values, and that's in everything. Your friendships. Sherelle is one of my best friends. She looks like my values. She be laughing, but I affectionately call her my spirit outside of my body because she truly is. And no, I'm not into women, but she's one of my best friends. I have several for different things. But we value, but all of my friendships, all of my relationships, even my business stuff, I don't work with people that don't look like my values. I work out. I've been up since 4:15 this morning. Why? I had to be at the gym for 5, but I couldn't skip out on reading the Word of God this morning and just telling God, thank you. I booked another trip yesterday. And I ain't packed for the trip I'm going. And I'm still packing my clothes in the living room, but I'm still packing for a trip that I'm leaving for today. To do what? Go and connect with my spirit, the inner me, and my friendship that looks like me. My friends look like my peace. That's why I have it. I'm not around women or men, because I have male friends as well, but none of them look like drama. None of them look like foolishness. None of them look like they trying to show off they design or whatever. It's like they not like that. All of my friendships look like my purpose. Period. They're not perfect people, which I wouldn't want them to be no way, because I'm not perfect. And there's still moments that I struggle. There's still moments where I fall, right? But I'm around people that still know my value. Sherelle didn't put me in the lost and found when I failed. Sherelle didn't put me in the lost and found when, I wasn't being my greatest self. And I have others. Dina, my sisters, they've been with me over 15 years. They never did that. Even in my rough seasons, even when I was making decisions that was dumb as hell, even when I was entertaining people that I wouldn't. Today, you can't even get me to unblock your number. Like today, you can't even give me. The most you can do is see me right here, and I'm gonna hope you get free. But they never judged me, right? They challenged me, and that's the kind of stuff you want. But when you're in the lost and found, depending on who you're around, it'll start messing with you. And so I found beauty in my lost and found. I found beauty in learning how to just let God do his thing. I found beauty in just letting God do him. I found beauty in letting God show me my value. So now I can't settle. No. Were you in a relationship? Not at all. Why? Because I'm not going to settle. I'm a 10%. So I know I can't shop in a 90% club. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, look, Sherelle, because we had the Spirit of the Lord throughout all of us. Yes, and I had your I'm not of the world. I'm not. I'm in it, but I'm not of it. Some people, 2020 was the worst time in their life. They'll never want to live it again. Shh, baby, you could stop me back in January. You hear me? That's how amazing this year has been. Some people can't wait for it to go. I'm sad to see it leave. But I'm about to enjoy every month of it. Because it has been nothing but a blessing. God has provided. God has shown out. God has given me favor. God has opened doors for me. Good morning, Miss Sandra. Yes, salt of the earth, you thirst for me. Correct. And so at the end, at the end of it, I just wanted to encourage somebody this morning. Start valuing yourself. The lost and found don't mean nothing other than that they didn't have the capacity to take care of you. You a jacket that they wasn't even washing. They throw you on the floor when they get home. They step on you, and don't even realize they stepping on you. And they, they wasting food on you, and they don't even wash you. God say, nah, let them be cold for a second. Go let them be, get on out, go win with what you was going to win with. Go take your clothes off in cuffing season when it's cold and go catch that cold since you couldn't handle the jacket. When you had your jacket, you didn't want to wear your jacket because you too busy trying to be fly. You trying to be seen. People can't see your muscles and your chest and your cleavage. You trying to be tight. So since you trying to be tight and you want to act like you ain't even own no jacket, you didn't even bring no jacket to school, then guess what? Be cold. And when you sick, don't come looking for me. When you need, don't come looking for me. Because somebody else came. And baby, guess what? Baby, guess what? Somebody else came and they didn't have a jacket. They was looking for one. They was hoping, hey, Miss Burns, they was hoping they found a jacket. They mama couldn't afford to put a jacket on their back, so they came to school. They was rushing in, hoping the heat was on. And then somebody said, come with me to the Lost and Found. We got some extra jackets in there. Come with me to the Lost and Found. We got some extra jackets in there. And then you saw that jacket. And that jacket looked great. That jacket was your size. That jacket had everything you wanted. That jacket had the little pockets. And now you walking around sporting the jacket. And don't nothing hurt their feelings worse than when somebody else sporting a jacket that they know was theirs. Then their feelings be hurt. You got my jacket on. Nah, baby. This was in the Lost and Found. I know, but I had misplaced it. Exactly. Interesting. You had misplaced your stuff. Right? You dropped your dime. That's what Joe said. Joe said you dropped your dime and I picked it up. So no, there ain't no coming back. There ain't no, am I going to take you back? No. Well, the Lord, that's for the Lord to do, not me, baby. I can't take you back. Because now baby, he done already showed me that you didn't have the capacity. Nah. And that jacket don't never look as good as it did until you see it on somebody else's body. And you be like, is that my jacket? Let me see if I wrote my name on it. You ain't wrote your name on it. Hey, B. Hey, Bianca. And y'all share the live. Go ahead and let somebody know right now. Baby, be glad you over there. Yes, be glad you at the Lost and Found. Be glad that you at the Lost and Found. Because they couldn't value you. And then they be up there trying to, you got my jacket on. No, baby, this not your jacket. You lost it. Remember, you can't even find it. You've been looking for that same jacket for months. And then you see me walking around in it. Now the jacket look good. Now you want to come get the jacket. Now you mad. You want to fight over the jacket. It's above me now. Not gonna be able to do that for you. Not gonna be able to help you with that this morning. Correct, Sherelle. You weren't looking for me because you were overstimulated. Therefore, you couldn't see my value. Period. You was out there trying to be tight. You was trying to be tight. Like it's not 57 degrees this morning. You was trying to be tight. Keep that same energy that you had. Keep the same energy that you had. So yes. Please know that if you lose me, don't come to the Lost and Found looking for me. Because I promise you, somebody that walked in that needed this jacket, that needed the covering, that needed the support. Because a woman is covering. A king is a covering. Men too, women do it too. We lose our jackets. Then we be mad. God can't find that jacket. Don't let nobody be walking around with the jacket. And then Baby, y'all be so hard up for the jacket, don't make sense. Because don't let nobody go have a jacket that look like the jacket you lost, and then you be like, that look like my jacket. Then you over there trying to approach the people. Is that my jacket? Baby, my mom bought me that jacket yesterday. Now you trying to approach people that look like they wearing the same jacket you lost. Because you looking for the jacket. Don't look for the jacket now. But when you had the jacket, you weren't worried about it. That's a whole word. God is I literally find God in everything. And my workout time is like, it's the best time for me. And so I told Jay, I was like, you know what? I like that I'm getting up earlier now and getting more hours in my day and being able to spend my time with God the way that I need to still get my workouts in, because as busy as I am, because I am busy, I'm never too busy to start my morning with meditation and the gym. I'm never too busy for that. I'm never too busy for that. People make time for what is of value. That's what the 10% do. The reason there's always 90% wishing they could be 10 is because the 90 ain't trying to, they're not trying to cut distractions. The reason a lot of us are still in the lost and found complaining, and we can't realize that we still have value even in the lost and found, is because we too busy complaining. We too busy worrying about when God gonna send somebody. God, when you gonna send somebody that's gonna see my value? I'm favored, so I'm not worried about when you gonna send somebody. Just let me enjoy my rest. Just let me enjoy my peace. Just let me enjoy me. Just let me enjoy me. Because guess what? When you had me, I couldn't do nothing right. You had a problem. You was throwing me on the ground. You wouldn't even hang me up. You would walk all over me. You wasn't washing me. You wasn't doing none of that. You weren't doing none of that. Guess what? My new owner, she washed me. She take care of me. So a lot of us are looking for somebody else to show us our value, when God said, if you just look to me, I gave you value when I birthed you. The year that you was birthed into this world, that wasn't no mistake. God didn't make no mistake about your birthday. No, he birthed you in the season in which he knew you needed to be birthed, because there was lives connected to your destiny. There was lives that were connected to the process of your journey. This thing is a process. Life is a marathon, not a race. Yeah, it's uncomfortable. But shouldn't living dysfunctional be uncomfortable to you too? When you gonna get tired of living dysfunctional? When you gonna get tired of taking high blood pressure medicine? When you gonna get tired of talking about how you tired of your stomach overlapping and you still ain't got up and did nothing about it yet? That's the conversation sometimes that be going on in the lost and found. It's people who sitting there complaining, girl, I need to work out. Well, I need to, why? The reason a lot of people start working out in January and they're not still working out in October is because they was there for the wrong reasons in the beginning. You was only here for what? The reason you don't have the stamina to stick with what you are starting, hey Jess, the reason you don't have the stamina to stick with what you started is because you started for the wrong reasons. So when you start stuff because you're trying to get back at somebody, that's exactly why you don't last. Because this is not a race. It's all about why you started. It's all about why you started. When I started working out. I started working out because it gave me good energy. Yeah, I have goals. Yeah, okay. I have body goals that I want, but my body goals don't trump my purpose. I've been working out consistently again since April. Before that, 2 years. I'm not on all kind of medication. I ain't got all that to do. Why? Because I was disciplined enough to cut distractions, to keep going. I don't care who get up and go with me and who don't. I don't care if I got my kids. They gonna come to the gym. Or I'm going to get on virtual and I'm going to get in that living room and get them weights out that I bought and I'm going to work out there. But I'm not going to not do what I need to do for myself because I put me first. I can't be my best self to someone else if I don't take care of me first. And a lot of us, we sitting in there lost and found having that trash conversation with negative folk. You got to do stuff for you first. I'm getting fine for me. I'm getting fine for me. I'm getting up for me. I'm putting positive energy in me. Why? Because I can't give you what I don't have. That's why my team got to work out. You can't work with me. You ain't on no regimen. Nope, I'm not working with that, because you're gonna be over there eating trash, putting trash in your body, and then trash gonna come out you. I have to impact lives. I'm not my platform and ministry and anointing. This to impact lives. This ain't about a dollar bill. This about impacting lives. Because God not checking my bank account when I get to glory. Okay? He not trying to see my last 2 months, 60-day bank statements. He want to know, what have you done with the pain I gave? What did you do with the process I gave you? And who did you become? Did you sit in the process and whine and complain and nag about who didn't see your value, who didn't love you, who didn't care for you? Is that what you spent your time doing in the lost and found? And that's why nobody found you. Because guess what? Ain't nobody trying to pick up the negative jacket. We don't want the jacket with the holes in it. We don't want the jacket with all the stains on it. Whining about that. We want to look at the stain and say, oh, that stain ain't that bad, girl. I could just get a little Clorox on that and get that out. We want to look at your stain and say, that stain ain't that bad. I can use that. But some of us, and a lot of it got to do with who you hang around, who you spend your time around, who you spend your time listening to. And that's the goal. I can't be around negative people. If you negative, I guarantee you we're not friends. On God, we are not friends. I can't hang with negative people. I can't hang with people that make me second guess myself. And I will not hang with people that ask me to remain something I can't, just to please them. If you don't like the fact that I'm prophetic, then we can't hang out. If you don't like the fact that you can't lie to me, because God's going to show me that I'm going to have to bring it to your attention and address you, then we just can't be friends. If you don't like the fact that I'm going to talk about the Lord because just the whole reason I'm on the earth, don't hang with me then. I'm okay. That works for me. I'm not trying to fit in anybody's life. And a lot of times that's what we do. We water down who God's called us to be because we're trying to fit. We mad that we're in the lost and found because we only felt like we had value when we were connected to those people. And that's a lot of our problems. We thought we only had value when it was connected to that man or to that woman. God said you had value before. You had value at an infant. You just didn't know it. I always tell people all the time. People come to me all the time. Oh, I was working with so-and-so for my mortgage and it didn't work out. And they be mad. I will let people sit there and vent about their process. It was terrible. They didn't call me back. And you know what I do? I'm really not that sad. Because if they didn't do all that for you, you would have never, ever, ever looked for me. How would you have found me? How would you have known that I was what you needed if you ain't never went through the storm? How would you know? How would you know that I was the covering that God had for you if you didn't know what it was like to be uncovered and need covering? I'm not sad that they didn't call you back. I'm not sad that they didn't approve your loan. I'm not sad that, your relationship didn't work out. That don't make me sad at all. I want to know, what did you learn from that? Who did you become because of that? What did you evolve from because of that? I became my greatest self because of the pain that I went through in purposeful pain. I became my best self, my better self, not my best, I'm headed to best, but my better self because of the hell you put me through. Some of it you put me through, some of it I put myself through. Some of it I gave to you, right? So I'm not that sad. I've had people ask me, like, do you feel like, because you went through a divorce that that you were a failure in your marriage? No, I feel promoted. I feel like I can go to the gym at 5 a.m. and I ain't got no kids to worry about because they with their daddy. I feel like I can go on vacation in the middle of the week because I ain't got no kids to deal with because they with their daddy. That's how I feel. I feel like 14 days out of the month, you with your pappy. And guess what I get to do? Take a break. Go on vacation. Work a whole lot. Do speaking engagements. Write a 4th book. Coach clients. Increase my business. Spend time with God. Declutter my life. Heal myself. I got way more time these days to do things that bring God glory than I ever did married. Because guess what? I'm not in a relationship no more where I'm trying to please you. I'm not in a relationship anymore where I'm trying to make sure you straight and I'm not in that. I'm not in a relationship no more where I can't tell you what's about to happen before it happened because you don't really like the me and God talk, and then you have an issue with the fact that I'm prophetic, and that's a whole. No. So do you feel like a failure? Heck no. I feel like I got a promotion. That's how I feel. But it's all perspective. And people be looking at me like, you really a strange person. Yeah, because I'm in the 10%. I don't see life the way most people see life. Some people be sad, oh, I'm sad you got a divorce. I'm not. Because I'm going to tell you just like this. If you attach to somebody that does not have the right source in them, if they ain't got the right power backing them, girl, you wasn't lit up no way. I'm not sad your relationship didn't work out. I'm not sad that you was in the lost and found. I'm not. Hey, Donovan, I'm not. I'm not sad. I'm not sad the process that you had to go through. I'm not sad about what God had to strip away from you so you could see that you always have value. Because, see, I know I got value now. I didn't know at 20 years old that I would be this woman at 33. I didn't know at 20 years old that this would be the woman I would become. I didn't know when I was living purposeful pain in 2017 really hard that this would be the woman I became in the end. And I love her. I enjoy the company of me. I enjoy it. I can go where I want to go, when I want to go, how I want to go. Like, my life is so great. Like, I wouldn't trade this life with nobody else's life. I do not want your life, sis. Sir, I do not. I promise to God I don't want your life. You got a lot of people that's with people right now that they just really wish they had left them in the lost and found. Some of them just lost. They just need Jesus to find them. Not you. Right? So I just wanted to encourage somebody this morning that, the lost and found, if you operating from it, how are you operating in it? If you operating from the lost and found, how are you operating in it? I'm enjoying it. I'm amongst other coats. I'm amongst other coverings, having covering conversations. You know what I'm saying? I'm listening. I'm learning. I'm interested. I'm learning how to be, slow to speak and quick to listen. I'm being processed. Because when I'm a covering again, child, that would be something fierce to deal with. I'm learning that everything ain't about me. I'm understanding that every situation is not some type of slap against Lauren. I'm understanding that everything that I go through is not personal. That the enemy really is mad about what's in me. He really cannot stand that I'm this bold. It gets on his nerves. That I don't care about telling nobody what God said. And let them sit with that. I don't care how nobody feel. I'm going to give you what God said and I'm going to walk off. That's for you and God to talk about. I'm only here to plant the seed. Every single day, I get to help people find their purpose and maximize who God has called them to be in it. It ain't nothing more rewarding than that. Every single day, my whole life is spent helping people reach goals. It's my purpose. To be 33 and to truly know my purpose at 33, there's people I coach older than me, lost. But God said, that's why I send the right people. I send you in the right season. I plant you in the right garden. Yeah, they may not have saw your value then, but they gonna see it later. They gonna see it later. They may not have known, you know what I'm saying, all that was in you. And y'all share my live. I promise you, somebody gonna click this live and be ecstatic. It's gonna help them while they're in the lost and found. I'm glad God put me in the lost and found. I needed to go. He needed to take bitterness off of me, anger, unforgiveness, smart mouth. What else? I needed him for that. You're not a good covering with that stuff, women. You're not a good covering. When you got a smart mouth, you mean, you hateful, you angry, you bitter, you upset every day. You still really mad about your daddy not being what he should have been. So then you take it out on the man that you with because you don't know how to value and honor the man that God has given you. So now you out here mishandling the blessing. You prayed for him, now he a burden. You prayed for her, now she a burden. Why? Because it was premature. Because it was premature. You weren't ready. You better go sit in the lost and found. It be going down at the lost and found. The lost and found is peaceful. Okay? It is peaceful. It's a process. You just chill. You sit there. You talk to the jackets. And you become the greatest version of yourself. That when somebody does come looking for you, when they do come looking, because they going to come looking. Because seasons change. That's how you know they're going to come. Seasons change. When they get called, they done forgot. Because I live in Louisiana. So here, it'll be 57 degrees right now and 80 degrees by 12. They going to be looking for you in the morning. Okay? So because the seasons change. And when they come looking, I want them to see me and be like, that's the jacket I need right there. It's not too heavy. And it's not too thin. I can wear it year round. This is my favorite jacket. It got the right amount of pockets on it. It got a little stain, but I can clean that up. It got a little patch, but I can sew that button back on. This is still a good jacket. Somebody left this jacket in here. They don't know how much they spent. They don't know how much this jacket worth. And they just left it in the lost and found. That's you. That's me. So I don't spend my time worrying about that stuff. You better be worried about when you find me. I'm not worried about it. Because I know what the lost and found was for me. So those of you who feel like you're forgotten, those of you who feel like, people have placed you over here and you're not happy with it and you're not happy with this, they're more miserable without you than you are without them. Somebody needs to hear that this morning. The person that left you behind is more miserable without you than you are without them. I promise. They're way, way more miserable. Like, way more miserable. They miserable. They so mad. They like, oh my God. And now look at her over there being freaking happy. It's 5 a.m. and she's smiling. Good morning. Glowing. Who up at 5 a.m. just glowing? They worked out. Got their body together. About to go pack. Put their little COVID shield on. And go with the Lord. And enjoy their greatest life. Yeah, girl. Okay? So, please understand that they are way more, they're a lot colder than you are as the jacket. Okay? So if you operating from the place of the lost and found, hey, enjoy it. I'm enjoying it. Come sit down with me. We can have coffee. We can discuss the word of God. We can discuss the old person that we used to be when we was with them. We can talk about how we didn't like being stepped on all the time, and how we wish we would have got worn more, and why was it that we just was always by the dirty clothes basket but never hung up in the closet. And we can talk about that. We can talk about that, the lost and found. And then when you're found, you can leave behind the memories of what it was like the last time. Leave behind the memories of what it was like the last time you were covering. Because you probably wasn't covering that well. Because they wouldn't even let you cover them, right? They wouldn't let you love them. They wouldn't let you get to know them. They wouldn't let you be a part of who God was calling them to be. So you really couldn't be effective. And they thought you were a defect, so they just left you, not even knowing that you had all kind of oil on your life. You had all kind of covering on your life. You had all kind of goodness and mercy that was going to follow you all the days of your life. If they knew that you was going to have all these blessings, they would, baby, if they knew what you carried, they would have carried you differently. I promise you that, because they miss you. They miss you. That's why when they see you on somebody else's back, they trying to, where you got that jacket? That's my jacket. Baby, if you see me on somebody else's back, do not come talking to me about I used to be your jacket. Oh, I'm gonna act like I ain't never met you. I ain't never talked to you. What? No, I don't know who that is. She's dead. So that's how they gonna be. That was my jacket. It used to be. Look, my name written on it. It's faded. We can't read that name. We don't know if that's your name or not. That is my name. Look at the end. I write my ends just like that. You may have. This ain't your jacket no more. Let me try it on. I know this is my jacket. And look at the size. That's my size. But it don't fit no more. It done outgrew you. The jacket outgrew you. You didn't outgrow the jacket. It used to be. It used to be good. You used to be happy. You used to have this warmth. You used to look fashionable. Used to. There's the key word. Don't come looking for me. If you dropped me and you put me in the lost and found, do not come back looking for me. That's the word of the Lord for the whole day. Whoever left you over there, hide behind another jacket so they don't see you. And they can pick somebody else up and take them on and go mistreat them and misuse them. But don't let it be you. Okay? You done been there, done that. So I pray that I blessed you this morning. That was the word of the Lord. I'm about to go take a shower. I'm about to go work a couple of hours. And then I'm going to see my boo-boo, my bestie. And I'm going to have some girl time. Because that's what we do in the Lost and Found. So I love you guys. Share the live. Be blessed. Go work out. Go walk. Drink some water this morning. Go listen to an uplifting word. Go download my app. Go buy my book. The app is called the Purpose app. My third book is on pre-order right now. Vulnerability, the Art of Letting Go. So if you need the link, I'll send it to you, or I'll make sure to drop it here for you guys. But Purposeful Pain, Intimacy, those are my two books. They're already out. And then Vulnerability, Art of Letting Go. Or if you want to coach with me, if you want me to help you change your life and help you enjoy the Lost and Found room, book your session. Let's talk about it. Book your consultation. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. But I love you guys. I pray that your day is blessed immensely. I pray that you have shalom, shalom. And I pray that God continues to increase you and overflow you in this season on purpose. All right, I got to go. Bye.